much faster transition than a political process, and to do it efficiently, putting taking off the air the TV stations with the lowest economic values, putting the spectrum for mobile broadband in the hands of the people with the highest economic values, and again, doing it all in a time frame that is much faster than any political process could hope to achieve. So that's an example of of what we might be trying to do.
Thank you. What unexpected use of your auction theory have you found most surprising?
I don't have an example to offer.
It's a hard question. I have sometimes worked with some local tech companies about auctions for internet advertising, and found and also in the auctions that I spoke to earlier, what I have found surprising compared to what I understood 10 and 20 years ago. 10 and 20 years ago, I didn't know any computer science, and some of these problems just seemed too hard to do. And the things that I've learned from computer scientists and the ability to integrate ideas about algorithms with ideas about economics, I have found that surprising. It's hard to pick out something that I can describe to you to speak about without getting extremely technical. But the ability to integrate advances in other fields with economic ideas to create things that actually work well, that's been fun and surprising, and something that I've really enjoyed doing.
Farnaz, if I might add an example.
Please.
A few years ago, I was teaching a class in market design, a class originally designed by Paul, and I was teaching Bob and Paul's method that they used for the FCC to allocate the original radio spectrum rights back in 1994, the simultaneous ascending auction. I had some MBA students in the class at that time, and they used their auction to allocate the rooms within their shared house. So it was a nice example of deep and high level auction theory designed for a major many-billion-dollar auction being used for a very local but very salient problem for our students.
Thanks, John. That's a great example. All right, another question. When you mentioned a better allocation of PPE, personal protective equipment, how would auctions help? Would this result in wealthy purchasers getting more PPE at the expense of others?
That was not the way it was intended to be put together. So one system that we discussed is one in which the government allocates on the basis of projected needs, such as, for example, the prediction is based upon, say, the number of possible patients that would arrive at a hospital. So that's the initial allocation. A market can help by then allowing hospitals to exchange PPE among themselves to improve efficiency. Different aspects of PPE. It could be respirators or masks or gowns or whatever. So, in fact, this is even sometimes done in some programs with an artificial currency. That there's an artificial currency that can only be used by the hospitals for exchanging PPE equipment, but then given the initial allocation, they can dynamically reallocate by exchanging among themselves.
Yeah, and I get emphasized that, as Bob mentioned, the artificial currency is something that we put in to make sure that it's not a matter of just the wealthiest people getting all of the resources. It's something to promote efficient allocation of resources among the parties that participate while still having some control over equity issues.
Great, thank you. Maybe a last question. Do either of you personally participate in auctions?
Well, for me, I have Auctionomics, this company that I founded. We have a big team, and we participate in auctions, in multi-billion-dollar auctions. Sometimes the auctions are not auctions we've designed, but auctions we're bidding in. And we are, for example, will be helping a bidder trying to, in the Rural Opportunity Fund that's coming up later this month, where the government is procuring services so that we will be able to supply broadband services to people that live in remote areas. We'll support a bidder who wants to provide those services. And yeah, we do analysis and strategizing to participate. And that's a pretty complicated auction. There's more than 60,000 areas that are being sold, being procured, for which services are being procured all at one time, and bidding for a combination that makes sense for the bidders and trying to win support to provide those services. That's something that's the kind of thing we do routinely.
But I don't participate in auctions at all. I'm afraid I'm only an observer.
Wonderful. I want to thank you both for your time and to congratulate you again for this wonderful honor, well deserved, and all of your incredible accomplishments. I would also like to thank all of our speakers this morning. And on behalf of everyone at Stanford, I want to thank each of you for joining us for this very happy occasion today. And I wish you all a very good day.
Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.